Welcome back to the We Was Watching podcast. I'm your host, Brandon.
I'm your other host, Chanel.
And we are back to talk about Gen V, the first 3 episodes of season 2. But before we get into that, if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, leave us a review. If it's 5 stars, we'll read it on the show. If you're watching us on YouTube, go ahead and like our channel, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell to see us go live. And you can find us at youtube.com/@WeWasWatching. Or just search for the We Was Watching podcast. We will soon hopefully be streaming to TikTok and Instagram, which will be cool. Doing some producing in the back end to figure that out. So look, we'll let you know when that goes live and where to find us. Well, it's at We Was Watching. It's everywhere, but you can find us there hopefully starting in our next episode. You can email the show, wewaswatchingpodcast@gmail.com. Let us know what you think about Gen V, any theories you have, how the show's hitting for you, and we'll read those on the show. And you can subscribe. You can follow us on social media everywhere at We Was Watching. We also soon will have the ability for you guys to tip us. So you can tip us if you think we're doing well and you want to show support to the show. That'll be set up by the time we record next time as well. So just be on the lookout for that in the show notes or in the description of wherever you're watching it. And I'll see if I can find a way to put it on screen as well. But yeah, that's all we got going on. So Chanel, we have 3 episodes today. So I don't want us to be on here all night. So we're going to have to leave what we've been on to short. Okay? So it's just going to be you.
I don't know how.
You're going to have to figure out a way how. We're not going to be here for 3 hours.
Well, did I see him before we recorded last time?
Let me switch.
Okay.
Don't watch TV.
All right, Chanel. What have you watched? Limited to one thing you've watched. What was the thing that you want to talk about most that you've watched?
Well, because I went to see him since before. I haven't talked about that here.
No, I'm speaking that next week. So don't spoil it, but you can talk about it.
Okay, first of all, I'm going to come back to him to say, I don't know if you noticed anything new about my mic.
No, I don't know anything new. It looks like a microphone.
That's annoying. You don't see my mic box?
Mm-mm.
You don't see my mic box that says We Was Watching on it?
Mm-mm.
Okay, you just don't see it? That's so weird.
Yes,
it's a weird choice. I mean, yes, and me.
What kind of question is that? I'm looking at you on the screen. Of course I see it.
Well, then say, yeah, it looks cool because I had to make this.
I like it.
and I'm gonna send you one.
You
I
didn't
just
ask
forgot
me
to
if I
put it in the
liked it.
mail.
I love it.
Okay, well, I need to make sure you
You
saw it
asked me
before
if
I
I
can click.
saw it.
Yeah, so why would I be like, do you like this if you can? Maybe you didn't notice. Anyway, yeah, this is
See that
exciting.
stormtrooper
So
helmet behind me? Is it visible?
okay, but is it a we was watching
I'm
stormtrooper
just making
helmet?
sure
Because
you
that
can
would be
see
no.
it. I don't know if you would notice
Okay.
that there's a
All right,
stormtrooper
it's in
helmet
the
behind
mail.
me.
It's in the mail. You're gonna get one, and you're gonna have one. It's gonna be very cool looking.
I do love it.
So annoying.
I do love it.
Thanks. And then big news, big flashy news. This is hot off the presses. A little while ago, Marlon Wayans accepted my invitation to collaborate on my reel where I did my 3-minute him movie review. And I'm not gonna get into the review
What does
itself.
that mean?
I'm just sorry.
What does collaborate mean?
It's like when I make a post and it means like it'll show up on his page and on my page.
Oh, okay.
So he
That's
basically
really cool.
reposted me. I'm very excited. And he commented and called me funny.
That's cool. That's
So we're
exciting.
gonna get this Scary Movie 6 screener, no matter what we got to do for it. So anyway, I'm excited because one of my comedic idols retweeted me, but two, something's going on here where people are like on a hate train on this movie, and I genuinely don't understand it. Like, I actually don't understand it because I'm like, y'all have never seen a bad movie before. Like, I don't know what people mean when they try to say movies are bad, because I'm like, you've never seen these. Like, there are whole podcasts about how bad some movies are. This movie is not a bad movie. I get if you don't like it, or I get if you have questions, but I just feel like, and this is all for Justin whatever, Justin T. This is all for him because Jordan Peele didn't write and direct this, and everybody. I think there's just something weird happening where everyone's like, oh, Jordan Peele, he's done these movies. People make a big deal out of them. It's another one-word movie, so it must be great. It must be amazing, epic. But like, people had shit to say about about Nope, and about us. People had stuff to say about Nope and Us, right? Like, Us kind of lost us a little bit, and then Nope, people had to rewatch it to get it because it went over your head, and that's okay. I don't understand all movies when I watch them first, but there's nobody who can say watching the movie you knew what the fuck was about to happen next, because you didn't. You damn sure didn't. So it's like, in the same breath that you say, oh, I didn't understand, you can't say you saw it coming, because if you overstood it, that'd be different. But you don't. But you understand. You don't understand it. You understand. You get what I'm trying to say. And so.
Yes.
I feel like people are trashing it for that reason. The cinematography of it all is beautiful. It's a beautiful movie. Like, the filming of it all gave like Ex Machina and fucking Blade Runner, some shit. Like, it's definitely was giving very future. Like, it looked like a cool movie. You can't say anything to me about the editing, the wardrobe, and then when we get into the acting, it's like, they were both extremely believable characters. So I genuinely to this day am confused about what people don't like. I get if you could, I feel like the only thing I could acknowledge, because people have different brains, they could say, hey, the movie was well made, I just didn't like it, or like, I was confused about certain things in the movie, but like, it's a film. Like, it's worth the hype it's getting. Like, I just think that it's like, it's not Sinners, but it wasn't meant to be Sinners, and it wasn't meant to be Get Out, and it wasn't meant to be Weapons, which people also hated on. It wasn't meant to be any of these things. And so it's like, just let it be its own thing. Go see it. If you don't like it, you still got to acknowledge they put together a well-made piece of film. And lastly, I already talked about the acting, but like, Marlon Wayans as a dramatic actor was extremely believable. Extremely. Like, you're not going to be able to say anything to me about the acting. Tarek Withers, you're not going to say anything to me about his acting. Like, everybody acted their ass off in the movie. And I guess if you just don't understand the character, but somehow I understood it all. Like, it made sense to me. I was excited while I was watching it. I loved the ending. And I just feel like people, I think, first of all, people who don't even journal regularly should be careful about what they're saying about movies. One, because you're not out here making movies and finishing an ending and collaborating with people and dealing with the extremities of being on set. So that's why like in my movie reviews, I actually don't shit on anything unless it's really, really, really bad. But yeah, that's my what I've been on. Go see him. I would love to have you guys in the comments just give your different opinions. Like that's totally okay. You can disagree, but tell me that I'm wrong in saying that it's not a well-made movie, like a beautiful to look at movie, that maybe you don't like certain things of it because you have your own opinion, but that's not the same as being like, this is not a good movie. Because it's arguably, it's demonstrably good. So I think that him is a hill I'm gonna die on, Loki, because and fortunately, I think because of the back and forth, that's why he was willing to watch my reel talking about the movie for 3 minutes. So that is it. And if you want to go to at Chanel Creating on Instagram or TikTok, or honestly Threads, I posted it everywhere, and watch my 3-minute movie review. And I just want to say this. This is just for anyone who needs to hear this. When I was making the movie review, I had to re-edit it. It was like a sound thing. I actually am probably going to order like a lavalier for myself so that I can do these weekly and not overthink it. But anyway, the audio wasn't coming out great, and I was overthinking my first draft, so I re-recorded it. And a lot of times when I do these movie reviews, I do them right after I see the movie, because if I forget or I think too long, I just don't do them, right? Because I've been watching I watched like 10 Marvel movies, right, and haven't freaking recorded about them. So I recorded a second version, and then I edited the two between, and then like I updated some of the sound on some, but the sound didn't stay saved on others, which isn't my bad. So long story short, when a clip actually came together, even though I did edit it, I was like, I watched it with a friend, and I was like hot. I was nervous, and I was like cringe. I was so cringe at myself, and I still cringe at myself. It's just so interesting how like external validation can make you look past that. So like it's not my best reel, but it is some decent work by me, and I think it is a testament to put it out there, do your thing, you never know. And even if it's a little blip or a little thing to get you through your week, to see like a creator that you look up to recognize and flatter you, that might be all you need. So yeah, God bless Marlon Wayans, and I can't wait for Scary Movie 6. And I to this day still quote Scary Movie 2. Not to say the rest of them aren't good, but Scary Movie 2 has a special place in my heart. So I cannot wait to do a marathon or rewatch those movies.
I want to see the movie mainly because I've heard nothing but bad things about the movie. So I want to see it.
I'm the first positive opinion you heard.
Yes, the very first.
Like, why? They're dragging it. It's not a bad but you know what? You think that movies are bad just because you just want them to be bad. Like,
I don't think anybody wanted this to be bad though.
No, you wanted M. Night Shyamalan's movies to be bad. Like,
no, they're just not good. If they were good, I would say they were good. Like,
okay,
Unbreakable. That's an M. Night Shyamalan movie. It was good.
Yeah, I haven't seen it. You like it because it ties into. Oh no, that's different. That's Split.
Split came after Unbreakable. Unbreakable was the first. Split tied.
Do they both tie into Marvel?
No. Split ties into Unbreakable. Mr. Glass is the sequel to Unbreakable. And then Split is the tie-in between all of those.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, you know, again, this is the hill I've chosen to die on. I like the movie a lot. I thought about the ending afterward. I think people got in my head because I would have just been like, oh, I love this movie. But people were like, it's not good. I was like, okay, I really sincerely like this movie. Like I was doing like Jordan did this whole episode, the whole 3 episodes. I was like, I like this movie a lot. Okay. Like I like it. I'm trying to be liberal with my L words, but
I was told
or judicious with my L words.
Everything I've heard, I talked to a couple other people who saw the movie. And then I read a couple reviews. So I haven't seen it yet.
Hey, stop doing that. Stop doing that.
Why?
You only need my 1 to 3
minute
movie
reviews. What I was told was that
the
acting was very good. That the acting was very good, and that the storytelling was horrible. That's what I was told. And I heard that in each person that I've talked to or read is the exact same thing. The acting and cast was great. The storytelling was bad.
Well, okay, what if I'm gonna go here with it? What if it's just like only some of us are on that or are understanding. So only some of us are overstanding.
Okay.
Because I didn't walk away with questions. It made sense to me. Like
That didn't mean it was
maybe a
storytelling bad. Don't mean they were confused.
oh, I feel like that's what I kept hearing. People would be like, I don't understand the motivation and blah blah blah. And I'm like,
Because
I don't. Okay,
when I saw
we need to talk.
Us,
We need to see it. We
when
need to
I
see
saw
it. Mhm.
Us, I
Mhm.
completely understood it. And when I left the theater, I went with like 3 other people, my wife and my cousin,
Mhm.
and somebody
Mhm.
else. They were asking me questions about it when we left because they didn't fully get everything, right? And it was like, I want to go see it again. But no one left said the movie wasn't good. They were like, this movie was great. I just don't fully understand everything that happened and
But
why it happened.
But let me tell you this. I think that's the hype beast of it. Because why were people giving it that grace and not giving this movie that grace? Like, why say
Because
that? Why
you're
not just say I
assuming
don't understand it?
storytelling being bad means I don't understand, and not that it might
No,
be a
I
bad
think
story.
it's about. I think it's a Jordan Peele hype. I think it's like people didn't want. This is my. Just go with me here. I think people. We also Get Out. Get Out surprised the hell out of all of us because Jordan Peele had just been a comedic actor all that time, right? And then he turns around with like one of the best. So Get Out wasn't just good. Get Out helped us to voice something as Black people to white people that like it was a way to express something that we had been expressing the whole time, like much like politics of today, where it was like it's better to show you than to tell. It's better to show you than tell you, obviously, because y'all aren't. It's not clocking to you. But then you watch Get Out, and you're like, do you kind of get the metaphors here? Like, do you kind of understand the message, right? Do you agree with that?
Yeah.
And so I feel like people like then it was like Jordan Peele's on this pedestal, which agreed should be up there. I put him and my guy. Am I okay? Ryan Coogler and I couldn't remember Ryan Coogler's name. That's why I was blanking out. And then leave space for Ava DuVernay on the Mount Rushmore. I'm good, right? Like I think great writer director, no pawn there. But I think the second one people wanted to get it because you understood like, oh, there's some themes or there's some sci-fi in this, or like I might not understand it. So I feel like people fix their lips to be ready to say it's good. Like I'm not crazy because I know we all just saw Get Out, but blah blah
that
blah.
would apply to
and so
this movie.
here. No, because this movie was not written and directed by him.
But nobody
so
knows
I think that people do know that. That's been a big dialogue that people have had. I saw plenty of things say, hey guys, before you go in here, you need to remember it's only produced by him. And then people come. So I guess what I'm just trying
to. If you Google him, like review or rating, everything is about Jordan Peele. All of it. New Jordan Peele production of him debuts with rough Rotten Tomatoes score. Jordan Peele's him.
I understand that.
Harsh review.
Right.
So
but you see what I'm saying?
View of it is that it's him.
You think I'm misunderstanding. What I'm saying is that people know that, and people are talking about the nuance. You're seeing reviews, or whatever. I'm not saying he's not mentioned. I'm saying that people are mentioning him, but they know that it's not his movie written and directed. I think that more people know that than don't, even though you would think, people don't know. That's one point I'm trying to make. The second point I'm trying to make is that I still think that this is very different. That like, even if this was his written and directed, this would be his fourth one. And then I feel like I just feel like there's like a mass like hypnosis happening where it's like a Mandela effect almost like in real time, because I do think that there was a different type of dialogue around Us, and there'll never be a dialogue like that around any other movie he puts out, because like I can't imagine that it's any different than Spike Lee's second freaking movie. Like I can't imagine that people didn't want to be like, oh man, this is great, but blah blah blah, and then by Harris or Lois you can be like, what the fuck, because he's accredited, right? You can't take that away from him. It's like if Ryan Coogler produced a movie and it didn't come out great, people would be like, oh, like it just Justin Tipling hasn't earned that, and I think that's a part of this. And then also I think people are just struggling to call it a good movie, and I think it's objectively a well-made movie where maybe like I didn't get the story, and I just think it's okay to say I didn't get the story. Maybe I need to watch it again.
Week. But usually when what you're describing happens, right? Usually there's a dichotomy between the audience score and the critic score, right? When movies are like high level movies that like some people don't get, usually the critic score, but it's still a good movie. Usually the critic score is high and the audience score is lower, because the audience, the normal people who go see the movie will be like, I didn't get it. But the
But not
critics will be
always.
like, "Oh, that was such a masterpiece, next level thinking. It was so many layers."
But
to
not
it,
always.
blah 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 blah. And so, like for example, with us, right? The audience score for us is like 65%. The critic score for us is 93%. Right?
Right, but that's now. That doesn't mean that's the first weekend.
Yeah, it was like that. I remember doing a review on it. That was back when I was a critic. Same thing with
But I'm
Note.
saying that things like, but they fluctuate, and so I think it's a misnomer to act like all movies that I'm talking about, like or we're talking about right now, like where critics are harsh on it, come out like that. Like it changes. It's a dialogue over time. So all I'm saying is people on their first watch are saying this, and I don't love that it's that this is a meaningful movie in some ways, and I don't love that people are like taking to hating to it instead of just being like, need to see it again and see if I missed this or like whatever. Like I think that people are just very judgmental about stuff, and like this is a black male led blockbuster movie produced by Jordan Peele. Like let's
but if it's not good, I don't care if it's
but it's not. But there's no argument that it's not good. Not good doesn't make not good. What?
That's what does good? I mean, 24% means it's not good.
But not good is not what it is. It's not good.
That's fair. I mean, I haven't seen it yet.
Like,
I'm just saying,
like I get it. That's what I'm saying.
You said people said Weapons wasn't good, right? You were like,
I don't
Weapons.
Love it.
You were like, Weapons is what's the word? Controversial or whatever, right? But Weapons is like
that's not the word.
94%. All right,
but that's been going up and down. It's like at any given time, Weapons wasn't that when it first came out. That's my point. Is that like
when you told me about it was 90-something% the week you went and saw it.
And I didn't see it. I didn't see it immediately. I'm just saying the movie came out technically on Friday. I saw it on Thursday, and so it's Sunday. So I don't know if things will change. I don't know if people will go back and see it. I am I'm telling you that I do not understand people saying it's a bad movie. And I think because once we talk about it, I can explain to you the plot and you can very much understand it. And I'm just like, so I can explain to you the story and and when I explain it to you, you'll agree that's exactly what you saw. So it's like, if we can walk away with a similar understanding, then maybe the review should be a little bit more like, all right, I didn't like the story, or like I felt like there were holes in it, than being like storytelling overall is bad, because like that's not accurate. Like there weren't major plot holes.
What I was reading is what people were saying is that the movie doesn't have it's trying to be something deep, but there's nothing there.
And I think that's a lot to say. But the first time you saw a movie that has a lot of symbolism has a lot of symbolism in that you maybe need to go fucking rewatch.
Kind of like,
is it possible?
It is possible. That's why I said I'm gonna go see, because I want to see.
Because you know what they don't go see? They don't go see that white lady with the bangs kissing two white rich men and be like, you know what? I can't believe this storyline. Like we see these impossible movies about. We see these impossible movies that are not as diverse, and people do not go out of their way to have this type of dialogue. And that's just why I'm sensitive to it. And that's what I'm going to say. I love the movie. I literally would be happy to date and either one of the men leading it. Like, I'm just very happy with this film. And, you know, if I have a crush on someone in it, it was a good film. I don't walk away with crushes on bad movies. So don't know what to tell you.
But you don't think any movie's bad.
I do think I told you Meet the Blacks 2 is a terrible freaking movie. That's a bad movie. I almost walked out of that movie. That's a storytelling. That's a poor storytelling. So I'm saying, you're telling me that exists. You're telling me that exists and this is on the par?
That it does not have to be as bad as that to be a bad movie.
I think I told you. I went back to go watch Superbad and I was like, what is this?
Meet the Blacks.
What's Superbad? What's Superbad at? Don't make me have to just start.
What's that Taraji? Right, this is how I'm gonna tell. This is how I'm gonna tell if you tell the truth. This is how I'm gonna tell if you tell the truth.
I don't even know if I've seen this movie, but go ahead.
Taraji.
I haven't seen it.
What's that Taraji?
I promise. You're about to say that Tyler Perry. I never watched it.
Acrimony. Did you watch Acrimony?
I just said I knew before you said it. I never watched it because I don't watch Tyler Perry movies. But I heard it was not good, and I would be way more willing to understand why,
It's
based
bad.
on the reputation of Tyler Perry Studios and how they film movies like their soap opera TV shows, like the filming of it all, like and I mean that cinematographically, right? Like or in
Yes.
wig wise. Right? There were no bad wigs in this movie. There was no budget spared in this movie. There was no unreal special effects in this movie. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, y'all, what are y'all doing? I think if you don't like the ending or something skipped in your head, I can understand what people think skipped.
Did you
it's
watch
not
Madam Web?
a bad movie.
You saw
Bad
Madam Web.
exposition. No, but I guess, and you know what's crazy? Here's what I'm trying to. This is going to prove my point. Tyler Perry has earned his reputation for me to go and be like, this ain't it, right? But the first Medea movie, I did not walk out the theater like, oh my God, what was that? I was just like, okay, I gave it a second. I wasn't going out of my way to be like, Medea sucks. And so I think that's all. Like, you got to give Black creators grace. If Justin Tipping is not Black, then I'm just gonna. I don't know what I'm gonna do about this.
I know you saw. I never asked you about it.
Okay.
Did you see the American Society of Magical Negroes?
No, I didn't see that because they were cooning. Let's see.
No, they weren't cooning. They weren't cooning. It was just.
Well, they were cooning in the previews, so that's why I didn't. What's something I've seen that's bad? See, it's not that I've never seen a bad movie. It's like, okay, what I'm trying to say is this.
Did you see Joker 2?
I'm
trying to think of the movies I gave bad reviews to last year. Did you see Joker 2?
No, because people said it was bad.
It was actually better than the first one in some ways.
But I could understand if that's a great example, because I can understand if someone said, hey guys, you just don't get it on Joker 2. Because I'm sure Warner Brothers put their foot in the editing. I'm sure the story was fine, and it was just a stupid way to wrap around to Arthur not being not being Joker, right? Like, I hear you on that. I was like, I think I'm good. They singing, I'm good. I think him is unique enough of a movie that you haven't seen it. Like, you've seen parts of this and different things. Like, I'm trying to think of what besides like Nope, because it did give Nope in some ways, and like the some of the imagery of the characters and like the costume. But oh man, I wish I had better movie references, because I cannot tell you all like the most classic movies of these things. But we will talk about it, and I think that it's a movie that just maybe needs some time to appreciate, maybe need to let it breathe for a little bit. But I won't accept that it's a bad movie. I don't believe it. And you know what's a bad movie? You know what was a bad show?
Superfly.
The show with the Weeknd.
I've never seen a show with him.
Remember I told you I watched The Idol?
Weeknd, the singer?
Did I make you watch The Idol with me?
No.
Are you sure we didn't talk about the show?
Why would you make me watch a bad show?
But my point is, I was like, okay, I can appreciate that. I see what he's trying to do, but there are things I did not like. No, who did I talk to about that if I didn't talk to you about it?
It wasn't me. I didn't even know he was in the show.
The Idol wasn't great, but I watched it and I could appreciate he put some effort into it. Then he put out a movie that was really bad. It didn't make sense. That's a bad movie. If you're telling me, then you know what? Maybe I just got on my thirst goggles because I can't see it.
It's just people. Listen, I haven't seen the movie yet, so I don't know if I'm going to think it's bad or not. But some people like movies that aren't good. It's okay to like bad movies.
No. I don't need that. I know when people don't like movies that aren't good. I can admit when a movie's not that great.
Yeah, I do it all the time.
I'm telling you, it's a good movie. That's what I'm saying. So I don't.
When I used to do reviews, I would say something like, I'm not saying you're doing this, but when I used to do reviews for real, I would say like, sometimes I would say, the movie was not a good movie, but you will enjoy the movie. Like it's a good movie to go watch, but it's not a good movie. And then sometimes it's the reverse. Like sometimes the reverse, like Logan. Logan is a great movie as a film, like telling stories, acting, etc. It's a horrible X-Men movie in the context of the
Yeah, and I
narrative.
think Logan was a little bit boring.
It was a little bit boring, but it was a good film,
See?
like in the
See how I
context of
can
like
pick up on that, and see how if
yes.
somebody walked out of Logan was like, "That was terrible," you'd be like, "Okay, that's not a nuanced way of
Well,
talking
that's the
about this
thing.
film."
Nobody said Logan was terrible. It's like the highest rated movie they've ever done with superheroes.
You said it was bad.
Yeah, because
You told
I
me
was
not to watch
judging
it.
it because I was judging it in the context of the other movies. People who watched
So
it were judging it in the context of its own movie.
yeah, I mean, I gotta be honest. Like, I didn't love all the Iron Mans when I rewatched them, but I tried to see the good in them. Like, I think it's just like, do you want to be an asshole about it? Then I can say a lot of stuff is bad, but I just don't think that's necessarily. There are people in threads being like, "This is a bad movie." I'm like, y'all are going too far. You're losing credibility with me.
Well, I can't
Now,
wait to
mind you,
see
like
it
I said,
because I want to see if
as an independent filmmaker, I don't shit on people unless they deserve it, and this does not deserve to be shit on. And for
but
many
it's
reasons,
getting treated like
including,
it's getting treated like it's
and that's why
bad.
I'm mad as hell. Yeah, I'm mad as hell. And what's the movie? What's the It's from Diary of a Mad Black Woman.
What?
I'm mad as hell. Damn, I used to quote this all the time. Speaking of Medea, okay. Well, look, you're the one going on and on about what we was on. I was gonna give a quick little thing, and
No,
I'm
I
not
like
bitter.
the
I'm mad as
discussion.
hell. That's the quote. I'm not bitter. I'm mad as hell.
That
That's how
sounds
I
like a
feel
Tasha
about.
Smith quote. Is that her?
No, that's from Diary of a Mad Black Woman,
Yeah, was she
Tyler Perry
Smith?
movie. I don't think so. This is Elise Neal.
Oh, that was Elise Neal. Okay. So I want to
No,
see
I
the
just said the
movie.
wrong actress. That's upsetting that I just told you the wrong actress.
I mean,
Mad
it's
because
not a
that's
bad
like
guess.
that. Now that was racist, Kimberly Elise. Kimberly Elise.
I mean,
By the
no,
way,
that's
though,
not racist. Elise is in the name.
but do you know who was in? Guess what? Elise Neal was in Logan. Case closed. Conspiracy thread tied up.
All right, so let's next. I'm gonna watch it next week, and then we'll talk about it, and we'll see.
I need you to
if
catch
I
up.
agree.
You still haven't seen Weapons?
No, I haven't seen Weapons.
You're gonna have to spend a whole day in the movies. Why are you doing this to me? I need you to catch up.
Weapons just didn't interest me, but I kind of want to see it after you talked about
But
it.
I need you to watch it for the show. Put it on your taxes. This is a work expense. All right, you're trying to wait for everything to go to streaming.
Let's run through Gen V. We're gonna go a little quick, but focus on the most important parts of each episode, because it's 3 episodes, and then we'll be back on our normal weekly episodes after this. But before we get started, Chanel, were you happy to have Gen V back?
It's cool.
It's cool. Okay, that doesn't sound so exciting.
See what I'm saying? So I'm hype about one thing, and I'm not hype about everything, and that's important.
That is important. Gen V kicked off with a flashback to 1967, and we see Godolkin running through like a doctor's like a science office or whatever, laboratories. By the way, in the boys comic book, Godolkin is an allegory for Xavier, for Professor Xavier. That's who he is in the boys comic books. And he even has a team called the G-Men in the book.
Okay. I mean, it's interesting though, because like it's such a different
it's such a different take in the show.
Yeah.
And so he's trying to get into a room called the Desert Project. And when he gets in there, this other scientists just shot themselves up with something. He's like, this shit wasn't ready. Like, what the fuck? And they all look at him like, I don't care, we did it. And then they just start spitting up blood. One of them spontaneously combusts. Another one has a creature come out his ass. Like, it was all bad. Like, it was fucked up. They all basically died, and it set like some carbon monoxide or something off. And Godolkin's trying to get to like the fire alarm, and he couldn't get there. And it was all bad. It was not a good look. And so then we go and we get this scene, which I actually have. I have two scenes between these three shows, but I thought this one was both a good recap of where we are and also really funny in the context of the show and today.
In a nation rocked by chaos, division, and outrage, superheroes are under attack.
Notice how they think Maeve is dead. They still think she's dead, but she's not dead.
Victoria Newman was the victim of a deep state conspiracy hatched by the treasonous Robert Singer and Starlight, who still remains at large. But Victoria Newman did not die in vain. Her death inspired President Calhoun to entrust the safety of superheroes to Homelander himself. Godolphin University is where you can join the fight. A campus where you can find freedom from human constraints and the woke agenda, and display your powers with pride alongside students who are just like you and under the guidance of an all-super-abled faculty. A place to be
super able, you know. That's what they want to be known as, okay?
They discriminate and they said no DEI. We don't want no diversity in this bitch. Everybody
no more,
in here.
No more calling them soups. Super able is what they want to be known
and I'm
by.
not mad about that.
Who you are
in this sense.
Are extraordinary.
So join us this fall and become the hero our world so desperately needs.
So we get that we get that PSA basically letting you know where we were, what happened to boys, Homelander's in charge, and now we're back at Godolphin U and ready to go. So we cut to the prison and Jordan's in solitary confinement and they come in and take his ass, or them, I guess we'll say in this context, take them to an armored truck. Emma is there already and it must be a long ass ride because they fell asleep in the back of that truck. And the door opens and it's fucking Kate. And Kate says, "Where's Andre?" And they're like, "You know where the fuck Andre is." And she's like, I don't know what you're talking about.
We were trying to go fast, and so we need to actually say this because we talked about this when it happened in real life. But Chance Perdomo passed away, unrelated to filming, and was very sad and very tragic. And so I was curious about like how they would address that because they had to basically write off a core character, right? Like the very last scene of the first season was them all stuck in a room together. So I was curious how they would do this, and I think that they honored him very well. And I have to also think that they genuinely enjoyed working with him because of the way that they chose to like build so much of the dialogue around him, right? Like the first 3 episodes were very strongly about him. He wasn't just like a person who died in the struggle and they like moved past it. And so hopefully he feels honored by that legacy. But yeah, like this is like one of the saddest, most like saddest losses in one of the shows we've ever podcasted.
Do you think they had to write him off?
I think they had to write him. I think they had to write off his character. I think that I have to assume that they were planning on him being in for seasons to come, right? Because they might have been killing his dad off, but maybe who knows if there's a cure to what the polarity family is going through, right? So I like to think they written it in because his death is so laced into everything now. And I think what I can appreciate in a weird way is that they were able to write a story that's very consistent with like what was laid out for his character before. So I think I do appreciate that they didn't like make up a weakness for him kind of thing. It was like, oh, like this thing would happen. And this character would also use that death and use that weakness to help other people. And this is all valid kind of thing. That's what I took away from it. I don't know. What did you think?
Well, I just meant like, could they have just recast him? Do you find
I don't think you do that
to
with
be...
a
I don't know if people find recasting disrespectful or not.
I do. I find recasting disrespectful to I find it recasting disrespectful when somebody passed away. Like I think, recasting when you fucked up and you shouldn't have, scream the N-word at people during an open mic set, yeah, that's crazy. Like you need to go and we're just gonna put somebody else in your spot, right? But I think that recasting like you could just use that. That's God telling you to write another story. Switch the story around, tell it differently.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. So then,
because you can tell, like in the very first episode, the title card is for Chance,
Yeah.
and they have a character at some point saying how they wish they had said they loved him, and I just feel like they're writing a lot in there for him to not have been somebody they really enjoyed working with. I just can't imagine that he was an asshole, and they're like still doing all
that they cared about him.
Yeah.
So Kate is upset. She claims she didn't know shit about Andre, but she got them released to come back to school, dog. Y'all can come back to school. But y'all got to do this press conference. We got these prepared notes for you to say. And the PR lady, because they have an all suit staff, she is super able, but she has like a stinger coming out her butt, and you can't touch the stinger.
She's like,
or both
she's a
you and her
wasp.
gonna die.
She's either a wasp or a bumblebee. Whatever one dies after it stings you. Because she keeps saying, I don't even know if it's touch a stinger as much as it's like, if you incite me to use my stinger, I will die. It seems like wasp rules. But she's so annoying. Like, I know you'll probably, we're going to talk in high level, right? So, because there's a scene later where she's talking to people and she just coughs stuff up. And she has a mason jar with her for it. And she coughs it up. She goes, oh, it's honey. You want? She goes, you want some? No, bitch, I don't want the honey that you just coughed up out of nowhere in the middle of talking to me. So she's definitely just like a human wasp. And it's very clear that her weakness is if you touch that stinger or you piss her off enough, she will kill you and her.
So they go to the press
conference. She's an alum. By the way, she's an alum of Godolkin. So like now we're seeing all these random people come back and they're like alum or like different soups because of the non-DEI mandate.
Jordan's parents are there, and they don't want no parts. I mean, they still acting like, they don't agree with them, that type of acting. And so then they make a statement. They basically said they were wrongfully accused. That's why they were locked up. They're glad everything's cleared up, and they blame it on the anti-soup group. But these anti-soup groups were out here causing troubles. They're the ones that actually did it. And then Cypher gets up, gives a speech like, don't trust humans. It's time for humans and race traders like Starlight to learn their lesson. So we go back to the dorm.
Okay. Real quick, what did Starlight do? I forgot. And
Starlight turned on Homelander. She didn't want to support. She didn't want to support the soups.
Right. Okay. Yep. Gotcha. Yep. Okay.
So then
and then they did a Pizzagate on her as well. Okay, got it.
And so then we go back to the dorms. They're trying to figure out who Cypher is. They can't really figure it out. We see Kate.
Well, they just know he's somebody. They know he's somebody with bad intentions, and they know they've seen him. Like he's not one of those soups that just pops up out of nowhere. Like they know he's involved in the conspiracy somehow.
Kate goes and meets with Cypher, and she's demanding to know how Andre died, and she starts to talk shit to him. He grabs her hand and threatens to put that shit in the blender. And she's like, all right, I'm good. And he was like, all right, before you go, if you really want to help, go find Marie. So we know Marie's out and missing. We cut to Marie.
By the way, he's giving evil Dumbledore. Like he low-key knows exactly what's going on. He knows when they're lying to him. Like he's very tapped in, and I hate him in theory, but like he somehow like was evilly winning me over. I hate to say it, but I was like, he's kind of interesting. Like, what's his deal?
And Marie tries to go buy some shit at the gas station, but she don't got no bread. So this black dude showed up and bought it for her. And then we see Marie. Marie goes back to her hotel room. She's calling a bunch of people looking for her sister, pretending to be somebody else. Nobody knows where she's at. And then she looks on TV and sees a news clip that Jordan and Emma have been exonerated and they're back in school. And so she kind of side-eye them. And then the next morning, she's walking and we see some like white dudes. I guess white dudes is unfair in this context. We see some sympathizers surrounding these Starlighters.
Like there's very clearly a like soups are all pro soup now, anti-human, and then there's some humans even who are pro Homelander
Yeah.
because they feel like Homelander still represents their values, which is, if you're not following the allegory, these are poor people who think that rich billionaires care about them. And then there's people who still are protesting for Starlight, and of course they're just like peaceful protesters, and the people start harassing them, like they like causing problems for those peaceful protesters, and that's when Marie happens to get involved.
Yeah, so she fucks them up basically, and it gets caught on video. And then
Yeah, it's on TikTok.
The dude that she saved was actually the dude that gave her some money in the gas station. And he was like, "Don't I know you?" She's like, "You don't know me. You ain't seen nothing." And she leaves
because she's still on the run, obviously, from Vought, from the school, from everybody, because she's the only one who broke out. There's like a I know like this comes up later, but like they drag out explaining how Andre died, and I just didn't think that was like unnecessary. So like, let me know when you want to just explain that.
Yeah, we'll get to it. Speaking of that, Emma goes to Andre's daddy's house and it's like, "What the fuck you doing, Polarity? Like, why are you here?" He's like, "I already know about this shit." And then Emma starts asking him about Cypher. That he was at Elmira. Did you know about him? Polarity's like, "I don't care about none of that shit. Like, my son died. I'm fucked up." And he gave her some advice, like, get as far away from that school as you possibly can. So then,
Yeah, what's been happening so far, and this is going to keep happening, is that when they restart the season, everyone's in different places, but there's most people are like, let's just move on, pretending that to happen, just keep our head down and get out of this alive. And so that's what Jordan says. That's what Kate is advising them, because whatever Kate knows, we don't know, but like Kate has some type of deal with the devil to keep them safe. Emma is the only one who keeps saying, I want to do something about it. So she goes to Polarity, who's not ready to do anything about it, but like she's spending the whole first episode trying to do something, like actually all 3 episodes trying to do something about this. And again, going back to the like Andre's importance in the storyline, she's saying like, Andre would have done this, he would have believed in me, he believed in me, he would have told me to do this. So they tied in his death and like a very like, this is spurring the characters to do a lot of things way that I think again was like very honoring him.
So we go back to the gas station and we see somebody sniffing around, crawling on the ground like a dog, and it's a tracker suit named Dognot. And so we know that Vought's got somebody out there trying to look for Marie. We cut to a frat house. It's like a frat party. And we see Rufus there. And that's the guy who got his dick blown up last season. And Jordan is there. And some dude is chugging beer up his ass. And Jordan's sick of it. And
That's
goes
his
and punches him. It is talent.
Mm-hmm.
Sam shows up, and Sam's now dating Justine, and she wants Emma on her podcast. And Emma's like, "You ain't talk to me at all. Like, you just talked shit to me last year. Now you want me on the podcast?" And
yeah, Justine's a cloud chaser.
Sam walks up to Emma like nothing happens. Like, what's going on? And she's like, "The fuck?" And she goes off on him, basically like, "It's all your fault. Like, you and Kate did this shit to me." And Sam's like, "I had nothing to do with this. Let's just call a truce." It's
yeah, he's gaslighting the hell out of her, but I guess he's gaslighting himself technically as well.
And he was on that, on his Kate drugs at the moment.
Yeah, he's on his he's actively, I don't know who. No, okay. In this moment, right? Emma basically, because every time Emma sees him, she's like, "Girl, you need to be read down. Like, you did fuck up. Like, you turned on us when we needed you." And not to mention that they had a romantic connection last season. Like, I think there's a lot of layers here. And so, he's basically just confused, and he goes to Kate for validation because that's his friend. And Kate, I think sometimes he asks Kate for help, but Kate on her own is like, just forget about it, and shushes him up. So like, he's definitely under mind control. And only Emma is one of the few people who can say the thing that makes him want to question it. But that only happens this once.
She tells Sam Andre died, and Sam didn't know that either. So then Emma goes to the bathroom crying, and then she shrinks because that happens sometimes.
So, and that's wonderful because we found out last season that Emma, it was eating disorder related,
Yes.
and now she's finding other ways to do her talent, which is going to be good for her in the long term.
Sam then goes to Kate, and he's freaking out because he didn't know Andre died, and he's upset. And why didn't she tell him? And, like, what do we do? Did we go
Fair
to the wrong
enough.
side? Because Sam was manipulated, if we all remember last
Yeah,
season.
and they did, yeah, and the thing is, not only was he manipulated, he's still rolling with the wrong side. Like whatever, again, whether it's him asking for re-ups or whether it's Kate brainwashing him, like he still doesn't remember the real truth.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
he's a powerful enemy and a powerful ally. So I'm definitely looking forward to him getting on the right side.
Kate gives him a downer to bring him down with her powers. And we see Emma in the bathroom trying to figure out how to get big. She can't get big. She sees one of those dancing like Hawaiian figures.
Well, she gets small on accident, right?
No, she used to be able to make
She
herself
did
get
throw up.
small. No, not
I'm
this
saying
time. She got small by because she was distraught and crying.
Right, exactly. So I'm saying like she's trying to get bigger, but the thing is she got small without trying either. Like so again, this is like I think we did just say this, like it's her first time figuring out she can do the power the other way. But what that also means is she does not know how to undo it.
And so she takes the little figure's outfit and goes and plays beer pong. And she's the pawn.
Yeah. Which might probably is fun. A little bit.
I don't know. Diving in beer sounds disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, but when you're in college, maybe you were less concerned about discussing.
So then we go to Marie's hotel room. She's trying to wash the blood off from whipping those dudes' asses, and Dognut shows up, breaks down. They get into a big ass fight. He's trying to stab her with like this needle of some sort. And right before he can get to it, Starlight shows up and fucks him up and saves the day. And Starlight tells they're leaving. Starlight's basically telling Marie, we need your help. Like, you got to find out about this thing Godokin was doing, Project Odessa. Someone at Vought is restarting the problem. And she's like, why do you want me to work on this? Like, I'm just trying to find my sister. Like, I don't want nothing to do with none of this shit that y'all got going on. I just want my sister. And Annie said, you're a good person, a hero. You can't stay out this fight forever. So, and she lets her make her own decision. She leaves.
Annie says like this is war, and I think that's an important way to think about framing this whole season. Like, even though those kids are back on campus and like hiding in plain sight, they definitely are very aware that like this is time for them to actually take a stand. And I just can't get over how shows these days are just right on the nose, just like absolutely on the nose.
So back at the frat party, some dude is talking to Emma about some nonsense. And it's a clip.
He's talking about how he knows Jacob Elordi, the main guy from fucking the Zendaya HBO. She's on drugs. Oh my God. Euphoria. Thank you. He's talking about Euphoria, and he's talking about how he does. I don't know if you should, but it is she has some acting in there. Her and Coleman Domingo has some acting in there that I can't get over. But she basically she's like, oh yeah, Jacob doesn't do his own voiceovers. It's like such a stupid thing, but he's just trying to be impressive. We're gonna keep seeing that like side character. I think he's kind of funny, but basically the whole time she's just bored because she's just trying to ignore what is going on, right? Like her and Jordan are just disassociating basically.
It's a clip about the home, I forget what they called them, the home teamers getting attacked. Emma realizes it's Marie. She's still mad. She's still small, but she runs in and goes against Jordan. She's like, Jordan, it's Marie. Like, let's go. So they go back.
It's a very cute scene of her carrying the iPhone across a party as a little thing.
And Jordan's like, yeah, Marie left us. And what happened to Andre wouldn't have happened if she ain't leave. And Jordan is salty, and so Emma says, fine, I'm going to go by myself. And Emma said Andre's
And
the
Jordan
first.
is correct because if we were kind of messing around last season and then we started doing some superhero stuff to try to fight the bad guys, and then you just dip on me, I'm definitely talking shit about you too.
Exactly. I agree. And Emma's like, well, Andre's the first person to believe in me, so I'm gonna go find Marie for Andre. And then Jordan's like, fuck it, I'll come do it. Like, she got guilted into it.
Yeah, because even though I'm mad, like I'm not about to just be like, all right, bye. So, but there's a little scene where she took the phone because she was looking at the TikTok, and then she's like, oh fuck it, I'll just use this guy's Uber account to go to Weehawken in New Jersey to pick her up, and that just comes up later.
They asked the gas station guy, and they're like, they're gonna her right there. And so she behind them, they run out, and they're like, Marie, what the fuck? And they tell Marie Andre's dead. Marie didn't know that Andre was dead, so she's kind of upset. And then Kate shows up, and Kate's like, look, I'm just trying to protect you. Like, I know what happened, but there's some real fucked up shit going on that y'all don't know about. And the best place to be protected is to come back to school. And they're just like,
So
fuck
here's
you.
my problem with her. Yeah, like you know how they're gonna react to you because you betrayed them, like you're not to be trusted. So you cannot keep asking them to trust you and just believe you. Like you need to have a PowerPoint ready when they come back. Like, hey guys, here's the flash drives. Plug this in when you get a chance and look at the evidence. Because why? Like I think that's what annoys me. I know it's just like a writing technique or like a thing in shows. But her being like, just trust me, just believe me. You are the one person that they will go out of their way not to believe because you're not an enemy, you were a spy. That's worse.
Well, no, it's worse than that. It's that her powers can make you believe stuff. She can convince you.
Yeah.
They don't even know
you're a tool. You're a weapon.
Yeah. Well, no, yes, but I'm saying they don't even know if they're trusting her willingly when they are.
Right, exactly. Like there's so many layers to it. So that's my point of like why she needs to stop. We've seen her in 2 scenes now be like, hey guys, just believe me. I don't have time to explain it. Like it's been some days, girly pop. You got time. You got a little bit of time. Give a little bit of context and be like, Homelander held a knife to my throat. He said, but like be a little bit more clear. And again, I know this is writing, so I'm acting like this is real life and it's not. But those are the things that like it's like duh. Like, duh, they don't believe you and they're going to want to fight. And then we hear this theory later from the dean that like powers evolve when people have new challenges. And so we see a first example of that here.
So they get in a fight and Jordan does like a blast, knocks Kate against the wall. They
didn't know they could do that.
And busts her head open. She's bleeding out. And Marie tries to go over there and save her. And Emma's like, don't let her touch you.
Yeah. Right, because she can't get all the blood in because she's bleeding too much from her head. And Emma was right though. Like,
well, she could have, but she didn't want to touch him. But I was like,
it was Jordan who said that.
It was Jordan. In that scenario, though, she wasn't about to do nothing to you. She was clearly bleeding out.
Hear me out. You were just about to do it. That's why I pushed you back. So do I know that spank in the head was enough to stop you when you were the ops the whole time? Like, I think that's what I'm trying to say. Like, she's not to be trusted. And so how do I know you didn't convince him to make you crash the thing? Like, she just can't be trusted.
Because her brain is hanging out of her head.
I know she's mad, but all I'm saying is it genuinely, like, you do not know that she wouldn't say, save me and kill everybody else. You don't know that. And so it's like, you can't say, oh, she's a sweet girl. She's just misunderstood. Like, she's really the op. So I guess what I'm just trying to say is I was Emma this whole time because Emma was like, my name Bennett. I ain't in it. Emma didn't try to help. Emma didn't try to hurt. Emma was just like, and so they left because they were like, well, she gonna die anyway. They're like, niggas die every day. So let's go. So they run out, they leave, and I'm gonna come back to why I'm on Emma's side when Emma talks about her again later. But yeah, so they leave her, and you think you would have done it different? You think you would have tried to save her and taken a chance?
Yeah, absolutely. In that scenario, because they don't hate Kate. They don't hate Kate enough to want to kill her. They just kind of mad at her. They don't
trust her enough to believe that she won't. Like, they have to stay away from her. That's true. They can't touch her.
Except her brain was hanging out of her head. She wasn't
so I guess my
faking.
question is, so she wasn't faking, but how do you know she would not have still used that to her advantage? That's what
Because
the
her
Homelander would
brain
do.
was hanging out of her head. What are you talking about? Her brain was
you
hanging
gotta
out of her
you're
head.
I'm gonna tell you this: if recent history hasn't taught you this, you're gonna die the way you lived. Okay, I'm gonna think
Listen,
you're the
if
same
somebody's
person in
brain
death
is
that you
hanging
were
out
in
their
life.
head, I don't think they about to
I'm gonna think you're the
try to get
same
me to
person
come
with
back to the store, come back to the
you
school.
had the same morals and the same moral compass in your last moment as you did your whole life. That's all I'm gonna say.
That woman
Was
brain was hanging out. She was not about to be able to convince them to come back to the school.
I agree. I'm just saying, like, how do you know she wouldn't in desperation make her do something? That's all I'm saying. Like, how do you know she wouldn't be like angry or how do you know she wouldn't repair her head and then be angry and be like, get Jordan back? You don't know. You just can't trust her. So she shouldn't have been untrustworthy. And she also shouldn't have been following them. Like, I just think there's a better, like, all I'm trying to say is what Kate's doing is Kate's acting like they had a small misunderstanding. And if they talk it through, they'll be on the other side. That's not what's happening here. You needed to have been and then like she wants them to just trust her. And that's not a thing here. So anyway, I guess they left her to die. Oh, shit. There's there's these two, I don't know if you know who City Girls is, the rappers.
Yes, I know who City Girls is.
And then one of them has a best friend named Saucy Santana, who is influencer. Okay, so Young Miami and Santana used to go, like, they would go viral because this is how Young Miami got her podcast, really. But I think I'm drawing conclusions here, but they would go live and just be roasting each other and talking and like catching up like friends, and they're very, very funny. And so one time they were joking, Santana's like boyfriend, I guess, left, I don't know, like got him an Airbnb or something, and like all he had was like Domino's and Gatorade in the crib. And Young Miami was like, your nigga left you for dead, ho. And that's how I feel that they did her.
And they clearly felt bad about it.
Yeah, because they didn't mean to hurt her. Like, Jordan didn't even know that they had those powers.
So then we go to episode 2, and they are basically doing TikTok, and Emma's like, look, they're making Marie tell people that she's back and she had a mental health journey, and that's what got her back to where she's at. And it was Emma recording. And
she says, my health journey is healed. I am done crying. I'm back. Like, it's such bad acting.
She's like, I can't do this. And Emma's like, Godolphin is the safest place. So now Emma is saying exactly what Kate said to her to get Marie to come back.
I think Kate wasn't never wrong. It's just her thing was she doesn't want to tell them why. And that's where she's missing the mark. Like, she's correct. The safest place is the most visible place. That's 100% true. Because if Dognot had gotten her in the nick of time, she would have been dead in a thing, and they would have never told her story correctly, right? But like, if she's able to be vocal and be on TikTok and be walking around campus, they can't. Vought cannot attack her. You see what I'm saying?
That's what Kate said.
Right, but Kate keeps being like, you guys don't understand. There's some other stuff going on. Like, what is that other stuff?
Vague,
explain
you're
it.
saying. She's not telling
right.
them.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. That's what I'm trying to say. She's being way too vague because she has context. She put the deal together. They don't know none of that. So it's like, I think it would have been a stronger argument for Kate if she had sat them down and be like, I need to catch y'all up on everything. But instead, she's just like, just trust me. You want to be here. But also, I think Emma was just going to say that either way, because Marie is for sure. And maybe it's not safer at school, but she's safer when they're all together. They're all safer together.
Mm-hmm.
Because Marie ass got caught by two soups. Two Vought payroll soups found her ass in that Motel 6. So
Emma,
she's down at Rizola.
Jordan is like, no, we should run. Get the fuck far away as we can. And Marie's like, I didn't know Andre would try that. And Jordan's mad that she left. So then we come back to God You. Everyone.
Yeah, because the narrative here is that they tried to break out, or Marie broke out, and none of them could break out. So she inspired the rest of them, even though they were salty she didn't come back. And so Andre then was like, let's get us out. So they explained it, the details of it later, but they just keep mentioning this escape and that Marie's out, and they're trying to piece it together in a weird way. I think it's fine because what they didn't do was they didn't do the Madam Web exposition of just explaining something and not letting us, like, they acted it out, but it was just a little bit convoluted.
So back at God U, everyone on campus is watching Marie's video that she's back, and she meets with Cypher. Cypher welcomes them back, says, "All right, you can stop acting like you're being nice to me. I know you want to jump over here and kill me if you could. I get why you're upset, but," he said, "Your guilt is Catholic masturbator level."
That's what I'm saying. Part of me is like, he's cooking. Like, for him to be an evil genius, I said evil Dumbledore, very, very clearly a young evil Albus.
Cypher tells Marie.
You don't know who Dumbledore is.
I know who Dumbledore is.
Oh, okay.
Cypher tells Marie about Andres. No, because I understand pop culture reference, even if I didn't watch the stupid movies. No, actually, I did watch the stupid movies. Mike made me watch those stupid movies, and I watched all of them except the last one. If you didn't read
the books, you don't understand that reference truly. Because Dumbledore was that nigga. And so him being evil is like a real big ups. But okay, keep going.
So Cypher tells Marie about Andre's condition, which is true, and shows her Andre's medical conditions, tells her keep the files, I'll give you some closure, and wants Marie to keep an eye on Emma and Jordan. Says Kate got attacked, but she's still alive, and she's in surgery. And Marie's like, she's in surgery?
Yeah. And the way that he says it is low-key like, I know y'all did it, so just so y'all know, put a word on the street. She's still there. So watch y'all backs. That's literally what he's saying to her. That's why I'm like, what's his game?
So then we see Sam watching a report about the attack from Firecracker.
Wait, I have a theory.
Okay, what's your theory?
What if it was his sperm they used for Project Odessa?
I feel like Marie would be much lighter skinned.
Whatever.
And so Emma asked Marie and Jordan if they need to, should we go finish the job? Once Marie tells them,
and that's my favorite. This is my favorite part. Because I'm like, arguably, should we just go finish her off? Because she's going to wake up and cause hell for us. And she wasn't, that was morally wrong, but it was hilarious because, like, somebody had to ask it out loud. And then that's when they approved, like, no, we did not mean to kill her, so we can't actually go murder her. She's like, okay. She's like, I'm just saying.
And so then Emma's like, we should go look into Odessa. And Jordan thinks that's crazy. We see Kate at the hospital.
Yeah, because and to be fair, Jordan is right. Like, literally, this is why I don't like Jessica Jones, because and I never finished first season, because she'll be like, hey, I have a plan. I just need to go to jail. And if I get to jail, I'll figure it out when I get there. And people are like, no, don't do that. That doesn't make sense. This is what Starlight is doing. She's like, just go with like one word and then just like go back to school all year and just like don't get killed, but figure out what that word means. Like, that is it's just the vagueness to me is really triggering.
So Kate's in the hospital. She's like having flashbacks to what happened and saying like, Emma helped me, and Sam was there and sees all this.
I had a feeling from number one she lost her powers, because that all I know was she got hit on the head for real. Like, the white meat was showing.
Was out of her head.
Her head. Okay, I keep hearing you say that.
Yes.
So I'm agreeing, and I'm saying that I think that I knew her power was going to be finito, whether it was for a little bit or a long time. And then Sam like goes looking for her and sees her use her powers to channel through it. Well, this is interesting actually, because she can't do it the way she used to do it, but in that moment, she channels her powers through the nurse to make the nurse attack the other nurse.
They said that when she uses her powers, it hurts her. She can't do it without it fucking with her badly now because of her brain. So it ends up, one of the nurses end up stabbing another nurse. It was all bad. Then we see
she killed all the doctors, basically.
Polarity's like, I want to come back and work. Cypher's happy, gives him his own office, all types of shit.
But again,
Uh,
this is because Emma went and gave him the kick in the ass he needed to be like, hey, you can be
yes.
doing something. You could be down here crying, waiting till you die, or you could be doing something. But again, she doesn't know that whenever he uses his powers, he gets himself closer to dying.
We go to Chanel's favorite class, Advanced Influencer 301.
I
And
wish I was better at it. I swear I wish I was better at it. And this is fascinating because basically God U is business school because they're basically like, hey, y'all, he says it later in the season, and it's just like a very important quote. I'm gonna say early. The Professor Polarity is like, ain't none of y'all gonna be in the Guardians. So y'all need to go ahead and monetize the shit out of your powers right now. Like literally, all God you is or the superhero part of it is just like, can you figure out how to monetize your superpower or the fact that you're on this campus to make money for your family? That's it. Simple and clean.
and Modesty Monarch is teaching the class, and she posted a
She's
viral
a trad
video.
soup.
Soup in the streets, and she says, super in the streets and obedient in the sheets.
Jesus help us.
She hates feminism.
By the way,
but
are
she
you
wants to
ready
keep
for the
her man
rapture on
happy.
Tuesday? Just want to know.
No, I'm not ready.
Yeah, I'm not ready. I gotta. You know what? The good news is though, I'm not paying any bills. I'm just gonna let them. You know what I mean?
Okay. So
I'm saying I
then
don't think I have to pay my car note this month.
you gotta pay it. So
Not if we
then
get raptured.
you gotta pay it. So then the first assignment is to create a video and address Kate's attacks. And she talks about how feminism is ruining the country and we got to get things back to where it is. And she walks up to Emma and she's like, look, your superpower is to convince people to do stuff. And you have the biggest following of anybody here in this class. So I want you to make a video talking about the Starlighters need to be gunned down. And Emma's like, I don't really want to do that. And she's like, listen, this is not me saying it. This is what the dean wants. And remember, you have to think about your priorities. And so
yeah, I don't know if we'll see Modesty Monarch again, but this scene was actually very interesting to me because everything you just said is what happens. But like, so she's representing the alt-right in a way, and like the women of the alt-right, and she's like, yeah, this is what I think family should look like. So there's a lot of indoctrination happening at God U, and also it's very clear that I think for the most part we can assume the soups that are on the faculty right now are part of this conspiracy to some extent, right? Like it's not that many people working there who either they know Vought is bad or they just don't care and they want their money. So I thought this was very interesting. And her reminding her of her priorities is basically her being like, they're going to send you back to jail. So you need to get with it and get to streaming. And then she says, the other thing she says that Brandon mentioned was that she's influential, and she's saying not like that's not your soup power. It's just something you've been granted because of like the adventures you've been on. And I think they're setting Emma up to have like a very valuable season, and we've already seen her be influential because again, like she got Polarity in the game doing that, and she got Jordan off their ass doing that. Like so I do really appreciate Emma even more now.
And then we go to Marie's dorm. She was doing some TikTok prayers for Kate. And Jordan is reading about Andre's condition. Marie tells Jordan that you're lashing at me and it's not going to change nothing. And that's when the PR lady comes in and spits the honey out, like Chanel talked about. So then we go to another class, Hero Optimization, where Cypher selected a special group of students who have unique powers. Says none of y'all know how to use your powers, but once you do, you'll be able to move up the rankings real fast. And this class is going to help you.
Also, he talks about how like being really challenged will unleash new powers. Going back to Jordan, unleashing that power unknowingly on Kate. So he's not wrong, but like this is absolutely child labor laws like out the window.
And well, they're not children.
Okay, human endangerment. Like the whatever he owes to these kids is absolutely out the window because he literally locks them in a vault with a nigga named Vort. What's his name?
Vicor.
Vicor, and Vicor has like a sledgehammer, and he's like, "Who wants to choke on my hammer?" And I'm like, "What is going?" This show, I forget the lengths it goes to because I didn't rewatch season 1. Like this is tame for them.
Yeah, he's Thor. He gets in a fight. He beats the shit out of most of the people there.
He's less Thor. He's more. Did you ever see the David Harbour as evil Santa, as a kick-ass Santa movie?
No. David Harbour.
Okay, that was a good one. Yeah, that was a good one. Oh my God, what's it called? David Harbour Santa. And so he played. He has a brother. Violent Night. No, that's not what I wanted. Okay, there's a Santa Claus is badass movie where they go see Krampus as his brother. That's who Vicor reminded me of. More of Krampus and less of Thor, because you're not going to shit on Thor like that. Okay, sorry, that's all I wanted to say.
But he's clearly Thor. He's the Viking.
He's not. He's ish, but he has on like the old. It's a little bit too It's giving prehistoric vibes too. It's not giving with the way that you're saying it, but it's okay. You can keep going.
And they beat the shit out of everybody. But but Marie and Jordan figure out how to beat him to get to the button, and they do. They stop the button. Cypher tells them, your power levels aren't fixed. You can level up. You aren't students. You're soldiers, and will fight for the cause. And so then we go to God U Cafe. Rufus is there being a dick to the barista because there's a Starlight poster behind her. She don't really know where that shit's coming from. Polarity shows up and asks if she's been popping drugs to Emma. Emma explains what happened and asks why are you here. Polarity's like, we need to talk. Polarity tells her he had to get off his ass to do some shit, and he's here to stop Cypher and he's gonna kill him. And Emma's like, why don't you Andre said you the smartest person he knew. Why don't we figure some shit out before you go scorched earth? How about that? And Polarity says, all right, what's Odessa? So back at the dorm, Marie thanks Jordan for saving her in the class. She starts to get undressed, but remembers that they had a thing. Marie asks if it was a mistake. Jordan's like, it wasn't your fault. They kind of make up and get back on the same page. Jordan says it was easier to be angry with Marie than to be terrified of losing her. And Marie's like, you're not going to lose me. And so they make up. We go to the God U archives.
And Marie is extremely, when we don't talk about a support, somebody who's needs a flag colored after them, like this is just like something we've never seen before. They have in this sex scene, Marie is like completely like, whichever gender you want to show up as is going to be fine with me. And I think that like there's something very cool about this representation of this bi-gendered person and how they're showing it. So that's very cool. You know, you don't see that anywhere else.
So God U archives. Polarity tells Emma to follow his lead. She's clearly fucked up on something here. She is on drugs. And they remember to tell Polarity he's now on the list for the archives. Oh, the Rememberer. That's his name, the superhero, the Rememberer. And Emma's like, hey, dog, I was a big fan of your show. And starts giving quotes from his show and shit. And he gets all excited about it because somebody liked this stupid ass show. And so he's
Flattery
like,
will get you everywhere.
I'm going to give y'all a one-time pass to get in this bitch. And they go in. And he's like, what is going on with you? And she was like, it wasn't Xanax that I was taking. Then we see the deep.
Don't be mad, but the movie was Red 1. And I watched it last Christmas. And he looks like Krampus in Red 1. That's who Vicor reminded me of. His people.
Oh. So then back at the archives, no, then we go to the deep. He's like leading some fraternity.
So so like in the fraternity that we saw earlier, by the way, this is like a little Greekness. So their letters spell out T in English. They're Greek letters. They're Theta, Epsilon, Alpha, I think. And we saw on the wall when they were first introducing it that the Deep was like the chapter president, like his whole time of college. So we basically know that he's, once they showed that he was like the big guy on campus for this frat, I knew exactly what they were like. We knew they were trouble, and this is not the party you want to get drunk at and stick around when it gets too late. So he comes back to haze. He comes back to illegally haze these kids, and I'm gonna tell you this right now, what he's doing is not what this is why hazing has become illegal. This is why it is a criminal issue to haze, because what he does is it's too far. Nobody should want to join an organization this bad.
So Deep goes to talk to Sam. Sam asks the Deep if Homelander is looking for the people who attacked Kate.
Wait, you skipped over the ritual.
What was the ritual? I didn't care enough to write it down.
He tells a speech about initiating them into the fraternity and what a big deal it is. And then he tells them to put their pants down. And then afterwards, he's cleaning off this huge sex toy.
Oh, I didn't.
I was like, this is too far. I was like, this is too much. Yeah. So anyway.
So then Sam is like, the Deep's like, yeah. Homelander's
Wait, no, sorry. He
good.
also tells a story about how this frat has been around since the 1800s, and they fought the northern aggression for their rights. That, like, if you were missing some of the like very clearly blatant racism in some of the characters of the boys, you got that in that scene. So this scene is ridiculous. Sorry, that's just like, I just remember all of that. So it's a small scene, but it was too much.
So Sam sees some dude says Emma took their Uber to Weehawken, and so Sam's starting to put two and two together. Back at the archives,
he was suspicious in the first place that humans could do that to Kate.
Polarity and Emma find a secret room with a bunch of like Klan robes and shit in there and Nazi paraphernalia, and then they see the signs for the Odessa folder, the Odessa project in a folder, and Emma gets so excited that she grows big, and it sets off an alarm. And by the time the Rememberer gets back there, they're back in the normal room, but she's big, and Polarity has to explain that that's her powers and she can't control it.
They don't get caught in being in the room, but it was very funny because she's just really, she's having this experience with like getting more comfortable with her powers. Basically, like it's just making me feel better for this character that she's like coming to acceptance. Like she's excited now because before she got small without having to self-harm. Now she got big without having self-harm. So she's on a road to be like a very powerful Ant-Man, if you will. She's going to be an Ant-Woman in this universe.
Jordan and Maria having pillow talk, talking about going on dates to the Olive Garden and shit. And Emma shows up at God You, and Sam is there and angry. It says it's not a coincidence that we're there, and he's really angry. Emma said, "Kate is the reason you're locked up and brainwashed. You and your brother. Get the fuck away from me."
No, Kate is the reason we got locked up. It's because he's telling her you should be more grateful. Kate got you out, and she's like, nigga, she's the reason we're in there. But he doesn't remember anything. So again, every time he sees her and confronts her, she slaps him back into reality.
Outside, the Supes are making fireworks celebrating that Vought caught the people who hurt Kate. They just went out and killed those Starlighters that Marie helped save just to blame them.
Yeah, crazy.
Emma shows up to tell Marie that they know what Odessa is, and it's her. Back at the hospital, Kate finally wakes up, see what's happened with the dead doctors.
She killed everybody in that hospital, basically.
Cypher shows up and is like, "What have you gotten into?" And that was the end of that episode. And then we're in the third episode of Gen V, and a woman is visiting God You, and they got metal detectors and everything before you can get in there.
See, because in the beginning, they demonstrated that like they're treating humans weird, and there's a whole separate human entrance. Like it's very clearly, if you don't belong here, get the fuck out of here. And so we see this woman, and at first I'm like, why is she even there? But it turns out she just works there. And it also turns out that we had seen her get harassed in another episode before. Yep. And Emma had come to support her. So we see her journey going. She takes a Xanax before going to work, which I was like, that's just rough.
Someone keeps putting up a Starlight poster behind her. She can't figure it out. And white dude comes over and harasses her
Yeah, she gets blamed for
with
it.
a Snowflake Homelander t-shirt and spits in her tip jar. And then Polarity, back at Polarity's house, they're all talking about Project Odessa. And they're like, should we go talk to Starlight? And Jordan's like, I don't trust her. And Marie notices a picture of a family friend. It was like, I can reach out to them and figure this shit out. But before they can leave, what?
Wait. So they see that she goes to her and says, Odessa is probably you.
Yes.
Right? Okay. I feel like that it's like such a big moment where they're like, bro,
Yeah,
like
we said that before the end of the last episode.
Right. And then she's like, they're looking at the photos of her and they realize they see her aunt and she's like, okay, I'll go do that. I feel like it was like a bigger build up though, because like they just have a lot of dialogue now where they're like, what is like this has to mean something, because we had just been sent on this goose chase to figure out what Odessa is, and we find out it actually, like, the prophecy, it all circles back to her. So there's just a lot of like, this can't be a thing, so I'll go to my aunt to see if it is a thing. But we very clearly in the audience know it is a thing.
So then he's like, Polarity's like, Emma, I'm concerned about, what happened the other day. She's like, oh, you saw my titties? It happens. I don't care. He's like, no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you getting big and like that just out of nowhere. Like, are you all right? And taking them drugs? You were like
he's
really
saying,
on one.
no, he's saying because the way she got small, her old way. So she threw up like in 3 garbage cans enough, she says.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so he's like, you good? Because he's had to see that too. So he's just checking on her.
Jordan asks, when's the last time you spoke to Pam? Marie's like, years ago. Pam wouldn't talk to me. She tried to adopt my sister. And
she says, I was relieved when it didn't work out.
Yeah. And then Marie asks, should we talk about I'm saying I love you, back when they were having pillow talk? And Jordan's like, yeah, but not right now, and dips. So then Marie goes to text Pam. Back on campus, we see.
And I'm just like Marie. I'm like, I don't care what's going on, but can we talk? Because you got me feeling anxious. Like, and the crazy thing about the human brain is she can be dealing with all this other stuff, and in the back of her head, she's just like, do they not love me back? Like, that could be what's going through her head is more so than the fact that Dog Knot just came and almost whooped her ass.
Kate's back and she's wearing a Scully, so everybody tries to wear Scully to be like Kate. And the PR lady shows up and tells Vought, got a new wig for you. It's about to be fire. You won't even see them scars on your head.
She says it's from the same Norwegians that they get the Beyonce wig. So stupid. I just said it because Beyonce's wigs are premium. So that is a big deal if she can get Beyonce wigs.
Marie, Emma, and Jordan run into Kate. She kind of like passive aggressively says, "Oh, it's weird. I gotta see my enemies." What would you do?
And they all have, like, Emma's like, "Oh shit," and Jordan's like, "Oh, let's just avoid her." And Marie's like, "I don't give a fuck. She shouldn't have came."
We go back to hero optimization. Marie beats somebody's ass. They end the session. Cypher welcomes Kate back and tells them if humans ever got together and organized against them, they're fucked. There's way more of them than
10 million to 1.
He then dismisses the class except for Marie and asks Marie, why do you cut yourself? She's like, that's why I've always done it. Cypher's like, is this some type of self-harm? And she's like, no. And Cypher doesn't believe her and basically says, well, I don't know if you have to do that, and kind of makes a reference to Angelina Jolie in Salt.
Yeah, he says you're being her in Girl Interrupted, which was like the movie where she played a character in a mental care facility, and then she goes, oh, instead you should be her in Salt, which is like, again, a random spy movie. I felt like you could have said Tomb Raider, but okay, I guess Salt was I don't know. Tomb Raider is right there.
So then,
okay, Gone in 60 Seconds is right there. Like, there's so many movies that are just Mr. and Mrs. Smith is right there. I was just confused about his choice of references.
Kate, I lost where I was. Oh, okay. Cypher said it's self-harm and should be stopped. So then on the yard, Sam is starting to lose it again, like before. And he's sitting with Justine.
He's starting to see the
Well,
right
no, I
after
got that scene. 'Cause this scene was
again.
fucking funny.
Okay. What about this? Is this Justine included?
Yes.
Okay.
She was right. I've done things.
You know you're kind of coming apart right now, right? I hope you don't think that I'm gonna be the one to hold you together. You've heard
He
the saying,
sees one of the one of his other
well,
students.
I think that's true too, if you're only mildly interested in them, Sam. So, we're done. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, look, I didn't sign up for this. Plus, I didn't get much of a follower bump when we hooked up anyways, so...
Wait,
You
pause
should know.
it. So he starts to see one of the students as a puppet, and that's why, like, as she's talking, he's like, because he's spiraling back to his original state of mind, and so that he's acting very well right now, by the way, because like you can see him just like slowly devolving into it, and she's such an asshole. But I actually was just so relieved that she's not in the picture, because I'm not saying that I want him and Emma they have to be together, but I am saying that was a slap in the face for him to be like paired up with her immediately after that. Like that hurt as much as him turning on her, like him having this new random girlfriend who's just there for clicks. So, but she's objectively hilarious. She's like, you know how like you love someone, you let them go. Like I'm definitely about to dump you because I don't even like you that much. She's like, yeah, this is not gonna work.
I gotta go.
Of course she left. She thinks you're a fucking monster. And she's right.
No.
You are a monster.
No.
Remember that woman that you grabbed? She was screaming for her boyfriend. But you just dragged her away.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
Anything that Homelander or Vought wanted, you
No.
did. The most fucked up summer internship there ever was. You make
Fair.
me sick. Hatui. Fuck that.
Hilarious.
Go. Let go of me. Put me down, you sack of shit.
Fuck you!
Yeah, garbage.
By the way,
then
that
we-
was his sandwich started talking to him, and then when he threw it in the garbage can started talking to him. For the podcast listeners, like he's losing it.
and now the son is talking to him.
Hey, Sam, up here. JFK Jr. faked his death. Seriously. Listen, 5G causes cancer. For real.
fuck
Sam,
this.
9/11 was an inside job. Come back.
Okay, hold on. I didn't even mean to laugh at the JFK Jr. Like, that's so messed up. That is such a messed up thing. Like, let that man rest. You don't have to bring that up as a thing. I mean, I guess 9/11 is also not letting people rest, but like the conspiracy theories that shows put out to like show that people are conspiracy theorists, to me, like to this day blows my mind. But yeah, he's losing it, poor baby, because he doesn't have Kate to mind control him.
So then we cut back to Marie and Jordan, and Marie tells Jordan what Cypher was saying to her, and Marie tells Jordan also, I was a virgin. So that was kind of my first time. And Jordan was like, you can't just say I love you to the first person you have sex with. And
Yeah, you can though. You can, and you probably will. Also, I don't believe in the concept of virginity, but you can. You can tell the first person you have sex with, like, hey, this felt like something to me, and it doesn't have to last forever. That's okay.
then they see a poster of Jordan saying "Make America Super Again," and Jordan is number 1 in the rankings. And Marie gets a
Jordan
message
is like,
from
I did
Pam.
not sign off on this.
Pam messages back like, let's meet. We see Kate and Cypher, and Kate tells Cypher just to tell them the truth, that it was, Emma and them that fucked her up. And Cypher was like, oh yeah. And she's like, well, I'm gonna tell Homelander. And Cypher's like, yeah, that's not gonna go the way you think it's gonna go. And that we know your powers
Basically,
are fucked up.
yeah. And he's like, and Homelander will kill you just because you annoyed him enough. Like, you do not want to go to that. And he's not wrong.
Back on campus, the PR lady gives Jordan a car. And then a soup shows up, teleports in.
She says it's a hybrid like you.
Yes, to take a selfie with Jordan, and the person's like, switch, and Jordan's like, fuck off, and then they teleport out. Um, and then the PR lady's like, we're gonna have to give you a speech, and next time a fan asks you to switch, do that shit.
She says, poke your boobies out and tuck your scrotum in, or whatever she's like. It's some unnecessary stuff. Also, she's referring to them as trans, and Jordan's like, I'm not trans, I'm just bi gender. And they're like, well, anyway, you're going to be trans-tastic as far as this speech goes. So like, they're definitely, I appreciate that this show will give us very like progressive imagery, and then also be like, but realistically, this is how humans would mess this up.
Yes. So at the student union, Emma shows up and sees a resist sign, and then Kate shows up and grabs her and was like, what would you do if you had to live with the person who had to kill you? And Emma's like, get the fuck away from me. And
she's like, I don't know what you're talking about. Which is exactly what I would have said. I would say, I wasn't there.
She goes and orders 17 muffins from the barista.
Because she's about to binge eat. That's the thing.
And the barista's having a panic attack because of the poster. Emma sees a speedster and goes after them. It ends up in the male locker room with a bunch of naked dudes.
And so by the way, Emma is trying to figure out like what soup would it be that would have this power, because like it has to be somebody who could move in fast enough to do it. But she's like running through like the political affiliations and who would surprise her. And then when she goes into the locker room, she tells one of the guys Mazel Tov, because she gets to see him naked.
Yeah.
But then the person, so we think it's speedster, somebody who can move very fast, but then the person touches somebody who is lighting a cigarette and is able to blow fire at Emma. So
they're a mimic.
It was just, which we didn't know at first. We thought it was just somebody who had super speed.
So back at Kate's room, Kate takes her hat off, and you see the giant ass sutures in her head, and you have to remember she's missing half her arm.
I said that this is a him, no context, him spoiler. You'll get that when you watch the movie.
Okay. Thanks for spoiling.
It's okay.
You said it was a spoiler.
You're right. No, you're right. You're right. It's just no context, so it doesn't matter. But yeah. Okay.
Then so Sam shows up to ask Kate to make the puppets go away. She's like, the puppets are back. Make them go away. Kate's like, the doctors don't want me to use my powers. And Kate says she hurt like when she pushed them into too much. And she hurt she pushed your brother too much. And she didn't want to do that. Which, by the way,
she also can't use her powers right now, right? Is that what's actually happening?
I don't know. I think it's that if she does it, it fucks her brain up. Like it fucks her up. Yeah. That's my guess.
I think my theory was that she wants to do it.
Because we saw her use the powers on the nurse.
But right, that's what I realized in the playback. And when I'm thinking about, we forgot to say the story. We forgot to do the thing. I just thought about that. But we'll do it next time. So the nurse thing I think was involuntary, because I feel like she tried to do it to Emma and couldn't. That was my theory. And then also the arm thing, because like the wasp lady is like, why does your arm feel weird? And we find out it's like a fake arm, like she lost her arm somehow.
No, she lost her arm last season. Marie blew her arm off.
Lost her arm. Forgot about that. So thank you. So long story short, my theory is that she can't do it right now, or she would have even tried a little bit for him. And so instead she tries to make up a reason and be like, I can't do it, or it'll hurt me too much or whatever. So that was my theory.
So then Sam storms out and starts destroying shit. Jordan comes in. They get into a big ass fight, and Jordan tells Sam to calm the fuck down, let somebody help you. And Sam's like, I just want to forget. And Jordan says, your brother loved you and would have been there for you if he wasn't.
And this is very, very important, because Emma and him had this special connection, and that was broken. So Sam is kind of losing it, because at first I thought Kate was just mind controlling him without his consent, and then you realize he's using her to self-medicate. And so it was very nice that somebody who knows him well and isn't scared of him is like, bro, just calm down and talk about your feelings.
And so we We see Marie at Pam's, and Marie's trying to get her story together before going in. She takes her knife out like she needs to cut herself, and then she puts it back.
And I do think that's interesting. This is my Dumbledore theory again. So the dean tells her you might be self-harming. She's like, no, I just need it. But in that moment, the way she would have done it would have been a self-harm tactic. And I think that he low key is helping her much more than he's hurt her.
Yes, he wants to make her his soldier. We know that.
Maybe.
No, it's
Maybe,
not
but
maybe.
maybe there's another motivation. I'm just saying, what if there's another motivation at this point?
But we know the motivation. She's Project
I
Odessa.
said, what if there's another one? But what if there's another one at this point? That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying, what if?
What would be the other motivation?
That's her. That's his child.
Oh, you still going with that one? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then Marie said, "It's me, Aunt Pam." She's like, "Don't call me that." And so Marie goes in and tries to make small talk.
Which, by the way, that's so rude. Like, but okay. She's like, you literally are my auntie, and she's like, just call me Pamela.
She asks Pam if she's heard from her sister. She's like, nah. She shows her a photo in a file, and Pam said, "Who's this person? Where was this at?" And Pam was like, "Oh yeah, that's the clinic where you were conceived, as the Bart clinic."
And she's like, clinic?
And she was like, "Yeah, your parents couldn't get pregnant, so they went and got help so they could get pregnant." And she was like, "What about Annabeth?" And she's like, "Annabeth was conceived naturally, luckily." And Pam has more pictures from that day.
She said she's the real miracle, which, okay, rude.
Pam has more pictures from that day. Marie asked if she could take pictures, copy them, and Pam's like, "You can have them. That's cool. Don't worry." And then she sees a picture of Cypher.
Which,
and Pam,
again, it's not a lot to ask. Yeah.
She sees a picture of Cypher, and Pam said, "Oh, that's your doctor. That's Dr. Gold. He delivered you." So then we cut back to polarity and marketing class, and Emma sees a girl with a starlight fingerprint, and it's Harper from last season, the girl with the tail. And she follows her out. She's like, "I knew that was you." And she corners her into a room and is like, "You can copy anyone with powers. She can copy anyone's powers for 60 seconds." And Emma was like, "You kind of do powers better than we do." She touches Emma and gets small. And she's like, "What the fuck?" And so she's all small and shit.
She's trying to get dressed again. She's like, "This is so inconvenient." I'm like, fact.
She goes back to the dorm room, and Emma was like, "Last year you were all prissy and shit. Now you're an activist." And she's like, our purpose, like, you're not going to tell us. And Emma was like, "I'm not a mark." And she says, "Who is us?" Yeah, I'm not a narc. I'm not a narc.
But by the way, I think this is one of the girls who's been like social mediaing too. Like whenever they've been doing social media, she's been vocal. So she's doing a good job of hiding herself.
Back at Pam's, Marie and Pam are looking at a bunch of pictures, actually like laughing, have a good time. Marie reminds her, I don't remember what I wrote here. But anyway, Marie asks if she goes to the bathroom.
Yeah, like, so, because what happened was at first first of all, she said, "Don't call me aunt." And then she was like, "All right, like, here you go, just take the photos." And then she gives herself an out. She says, "All right, like, I gotta go in about 30 minutes anyway, because I have a book club." And so she's like, "All right." So as they're sitting there, she goes, "I don't want to overstay my welcome. Like, I know you have your book club, so let me get out of your hair. But before I do, let me just run to the bathroom." And then Auntie Pam does the stupidest shit she could do when you have the person who you think killed your homegirl and her husband, is like, lock your doors. Or tell her no, she can't use the bathroom. You know what I'm saying?
She walks by and sees a kid's room, and then sees pictures of Annabeth and realizes that her sister was living there. And she comes out and like, "What the fuck, Pam?"
Just a lie.
And Pam said, "All those years they were afraid of you. And that Annabeth didn't want to see you because you killed her parents." And Pam says, "You massacred her parents." And Marie says, "You let my sister think that
I did it on purpose.
I'm a monster for getting my period." She's like, "I was a little girl. I got my period. I couldn't control it."
Yeah, because as we remember, like, it was absolutely like the first time she used her power, she killed her parents on accident. So it is kind of fucked up to be calling her, to be saying that about her.
She said, "I love my parents, but they did this to me. It's not my fault. It says I'm finally coming to grips with that and leaves.
Yeah, because like either way, she did not choose to have powers, and they chose that for her, and then they did not warn her about that, so she did not have any opportunity to not use that to hurt her parents because she didn't know it was happening. So to like, even if their motivation was like they just wanted a baby or whatever, I do think that like obviously they didn't deserve to die or anything, but I do think that it was just like, as we know, a very tragic accident, and I think she's done her best to like take responsibility for it, but to some extent she's like, no, I'm just gonna be honest, like this is fucked up, like I shouldn't get the brunt of this.
We see Sam and Jordan calm down, and they're watching the fucking Muppets and smoking weed,
They're
reminiscing.
watching the bot Muppets. It's like letter V or whatever they call the Muppets.
Sam says he would give anything for 5 more minutes with Luke, and Sam asks what Jordan would say if Andre if they could. Jordan says they would tell him they love him, and they never got a chance to do that when Andre was around. And Jordan asks why doesn't Sam go home? And Sam said his mom is scared of him. It's like when you fuck up everything, like your mom's kind of scared of you. So then
He's like the school, the church, the neighborhood. Like clearly, Sam did a number on them. Because when we met Sam, he was he was in that prison. So yeah, like Sam's a Bamf.
So Harper and Emma are talking. She introduces to her roommate, another Starlighter, and they're like, "We're gonna go spray paint the Homelander posters. That's our big plan."
And it's so hard to scrub it off.
And Emma's like, I'm just gonna say this. Don't take it the wrong way. That shit is stupid and useless. Y'all could be doing so much more.
That's what she said.
That is what she said. That's what she said. And Emma said we shouldn't be sabotaging signs. We should be disrupting shit, breaking shit. And they were like, we not like that, Emma. Like we're not heroes. That's not what we do. And Emma said, I used to think like that, but someone believed in me, and now I'm gonna pass it along. And then
so again, they're using Andre as like a plot device that is encouraging these actions. And again, I think like that is not the normal write-off thing. Like normally people they acknowledge it and then they kind of let the story go. But like they're using him very strongly. I think this cast and crew and writers and all the production like genuinely is like so sad. And it was very sad. Like he was just gone too soon.
So then we go to the ranking event, and Cypher comes out and gives a speech. They're celebrating the 60th anniversary of the school.
What did you think was going to happen? Because you know it was the last 10 minutes or so. What did you think was going to be the twist at the end of this episode?
I knew exactly what was going to happen because of all the things that Jordan's been talking about this episode. I was like, Jordan's clearly fed up. So then we see Jordan show up, and Jordan tells Marie that they love her, and Jordan says, it freaks me out. No one's ever loved me before. I've never said it before. I don't want to. I don't want to regret anything. And Marie kisses them, so they're happy. And then Cypher calls up Jordan's like, our number one's come to speak. Is Jordan, and Jordan comes up and gives this really cringe speech. And in the middle of the speech, Jordan swaps genders.
Well, because Jordan's like, when I'm so glad we got exonerated and released from prison. And they're like, damn, they really had us locked up in prison. Like, I think it's just like the mention of that really knocks it all into place. Like, I literally got locked up in this prison and would have been there forever if it had not been convenient financially and politically for these people. And like you said, switches back to girl Jordan. And I think it's interesting because I think girl Jordan feels more powerful. Jordan feels more powerful in their woman form. So because they go, you know what, fuck it, and change back. And I just think that's very, very more powerful, maybe like vocally and politically, because we see that Jordan switches back to male to like fight sometimes, because like as a male they feel physically stronger, but they clearly feel psychologically very strong as a woman.
Absolutely. And in the middle of the speech, tells everyone Andre Anderson's dead. They said his powers killed him, but Andre died a hero to get us free. And Jordan said it wasn't the Starlighters that killed Kate. She knows that because it was them that attacked Kate. And that's where it ends. So Chanel, what are you looking
Yeah,
forward
what do you
to in
think?
episode 4? Did you watch the
Well, I'm
trailer? Because
turning
I
around
skipped
you.
the
What do you?
trailer.
No, I didn't see it. What do
Oh,
you think?
wow. I'm so excited you didn't watch the trailer for once.
Are you excited? Why does that excite you? Trailers don't give away as much as you think they do.
They give it away. If you go
Trailer,
back,
because especially a trailer like this, it'll show the whole rest of the season, but it won't show a story. It would just show like splat. It would show somebody climbing out of an asshole, like we saw at the end of this episode. It'll show somebody being blood splatter everywhere. Like that's what it's going to show. It's not going to show the actual next scene. What do you think is going to happen as a result of this speech? Because I mean, first of all, we start to see the dean crawl off the stage, and I'm like, yeah, they're about to. First of all, they're about to shut the internet off. Like nobody's phones is exporting data for a second. Like they're clearly about to like quiet this down. But I'm curious where you think we're going from here.
I think they're going to call it fake news. They're going to say
Okay.
like something's wrong with Jordan, and they were going through something, and then they're going to threaten them and try to make them come out and deny it.
I mean, how do you feel about them admitting to the attack on Kate? Do you think that's smart?
No, I don't think it's smart. But I think it's noble. Sometimes noble things
Yeah,
are not smart.
it's also funny because like the whole time Joy's looking at Marie, Marie's like, no, stop. No. Marie's like, don't do that. Please don't do that. Marie's like, yo, we had figured it out. Okay, she's uncomfortable. We're uncomfortable. We're just pushing through it. But yep. So anyway, they are like, nah, I can't do it. And I think again, this is a good kudos to this show that they had written a season 1 so strongly and their characters are so well understood that they could base so much action off of what Andre would have done and said, and it feels real. It does not feel contrite. Like the idea that Andre died like this, Andre died knowing he would die, knowing he would his power would only do so much to get us out, knowing that Andre believed in us. Like that's all canon. Like they didn't have to make this character super nice and super great to do that. So I think it's just like an example of really wonderful casting and a really like once in a lifetime performance by Chance Perdomo, and continuing to honor him every time they're like, yeah, Andre wouldn't have stood for this. And it's like, that is saying Chance wouldn't have stood for this. And so I really, I didn't know I had no idea how they would change everything. But it was, yeah, and it's driving the whole story. Like now I'm curious of like, were they all gonna break out and it was gonna be like, hell yeah. But now is it like more defeated because of this? Like I'm just curious. And then Sean Patrick Thomas is playing his dad as Polarity. And I think like I'm glad they have him in it. Like there's a lot of cool stuff going on in this show, just like from a representation standpoint, from how it's tying into the boys and like the whole what cinematic universe is this? Will we just say it's the boys?
Yes, the boys.
So okay, so TBCU is being tied together here. You know, like there's just some. I love. We've seen the Deep. We've seen Starlight. Would love to see if I think we get Black Noir at some point. We'd love to see who else we get from the 7 in here. Maybe we'll get a Maeve cameo. Maybe Lamplighter died. R.I.P. But you know why I love Lamplighter?
No, I don't. You have a crush on the actor?
He's the same actor. He's the same actor who played Iceman in the original X-Men movies. How do you not put these things together? Anyway,
before we go, I meant to do this in what we've been on.
Yeah,
it's like a 1 minute thing, but we got release dates for the next 2 Game of Thrones series. So A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. A Night of the Seven Kingdom is a spinoff.
Okay.
That is in January, and then House of the Dragon season 3 comes back in May.
I'm tired of those shows.
House of the Dragon's back.
Well, guess what else is back? Or I guess I know you're excited about that.
What else is back?
Go ahead. What do you want to say? I was going to say, we got a full trailer for The Chair Company.
Oh, maybe I'll watch that. No, I'm not going to watch it because I want to be surprised.
But I mean, you don't know what you're getting yourself into, and I
Exactly.
think you're gonna watch the trailer. But I think you're gonna watch the trailer and be like, well, "Why are we recapping this?"
Which is why I'm not going to watch the trailer. I just want to watch the show.
Okay, fair enough. But yeah,
I want to be surprised. So we'll be back.
Yeah, we got cool stuff coming up.
We'll be back later this week with Peacemaker episode.
Yeah, because we
5.
gotta get that in.
We'll be back with Peacemaker episode 5. And we'll be back next week for episode 4, Gen V. Remember, the rest of the season is 1 episode a week, like normal. So no more 3 episode drops. So we should be back next week with episode 4. And anything else before we go, Chanel?
Guys, would love to have a lot of discourse in the chat about him. If you go see it, you can dialogue with any of us through DMs, messages, whatever, mentions on all the apps. We was watching is across all the socials, and then also, like, again, Brandon, his stuff's inconsistent, but what he wants you to follow is in the notes. My stuff is creating all throughout. Really excited for you guys to help share our content so we can get out there, and I'm gonna keep working on clips, I promise. It actually is a good amount of work. So working on clips again. If anyone ever has a passion or is like curious about it, wants to help, let us know. That's it. Please leave us a 5-star review so we can read it on the show. You can do that on Apple Podcasts. Spotify doesn't do comments, but they don't do reviews with notes, but you can give us 5 stars there, and you can comment on any of the episodes through Spotify. YouTube obviously is there for all your comments. We love the rewatch crew and people coming back to tell us what they thought. Like, please, if you're watching this right now, just leave a comment. Just say, hi, I was here, so we can remember you forever. Because it means a lot and it helps our algorithm. We are at like 344 subscribers. We're trying to get to 350, which is our way of trying to get to 500. So please subscribe if you can. That's really it. Thank you, Brandon, for putting together all the streaming stuff, and because we're going to do more formats next episode. And I'm excited to talk about Peacemaker, which is one of my favorite shows right now. That's it. So welcome back, Gen V. Welcome back, Marie Moreau, and all our problematic faves.